Now I'll show you how to use the scripts that we've designed to work with our CloudLab experiments. I'll show you how to access the scripts, and then I'll show you the several menu options you can use. So first things first, we need a couple pieces of information. We need the password for our experiment, and then we need the IP address of our control node. So if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we'll see our two nodes here. You want to click on the check mark next to the CTL node and click shell. And then we just want to run a simple ifconfig. Now the first IP address that's listed is the one we need. So we copy this, and what we do in order to run our scripts and make it a little easier for us instead of having to type all this information out is we paste this in a text file and we just copy and paste it every time we run our scripts. So here's the IP address, here's the randomly generated password, and this information here changes, it stays the same every time you use our scripts. So we copy this, and right now we have our scripts transferred to an Amazon EC2 instance. We're not sure if this is necessary yet. It's just here at Oakland University we've had to use Amazon EC2 in order to bypass some network restrictions. But otherwise, how we're going to run the script is sudo python3 tester script .py. Okay. And now I'm going to paste all that information in here. And then it's going to give us a list of options. So option 1, that was a part of what I pasted in here, was to establish a new connection. And all this information is what's required to establish a new connection. If we do option 2, it's going to list all the subnets in our experiment, including their CIDR range. If we do option number 3, it's going to list all of our images that we can create new virtual machines from. Option 4 lets us create a new subnet. Option 5 lists all the flavors that we have available. Option 6 allows us to launch a new virtual machine instance. Option 7 allows us to list all of our configured instances. So these are all the virtual machines I currently have running on my experiment. Option 8 allows us to list all unconfigured and unassigned floating IP addresses. If we do option 9, we can create a new one. And then if we run option 8, it will list that IP that I just created. Option 10 allows us to create a new network router. Option 11 allows us to attach a router to a new network. Option 12 allows us to take a snapshot of a currently running virtual machine we have. 13 and 14 start and stop a virtual machine. 15 allows us to add a new network to a virtual machine. And then these are two very important options right here. So part of what our script does is allows us to basically kind of take a screenshot of what we have running in an experiment. And then option 18 allows us to recreate this experiment. So I'm going to run option 16. And in a minute here, you'll see an XML file is created over here. Okay, so here's our XML file. And this is all of the information about our experiment that we have running now. And what option 18 allows us to do is, let's say we start a new experiment and we want to recreate something we had running in a previous experiment. So certain networks, certain virtual machines that we had running. What option 18 allows us to do is load all of this information back into the experiment so you don't have to go back through and recreate all this stuff all over again. Option 19 allows you to upload a new image as long as you have it here on this instance. And then what option 20 does is, for our attack scenario, we've uploaded two images, so an attack and a victim image, one running Metasploit and the other one just being a Metasploitable image. And what option 20 allows us to do is to create several network bubbles with those attack and victim machines in each one. So let's say we have 3 students we want to test of our experiment. We would do 3 of those network bubbles with 2 virtual machine instances in each one being the attack and one being the victim. And then option 21 is also a part of our attack scenario experiment, where all of the IPs that are associated with our victim and attack machines are uploaded into a SQL database, which we can then use with our web client.